Hi, I'm Graham, and I like to hydroslide. Hi, I'm Michelle, and I like to read books. Hi, I'm Tom. I like to play. Hi, my name is Heather, and I like to snow ski.
Hi, my name is Marie, and I like to color.
Hi, my name is Peter, and I like to sail.
Hi, I'm Dick Leone. Welcome to the Sunday Funnies. All these kids belong right here to the Sunday Funnies Club and also to the Stomach Club. You belong to the Stomach Club? No? Well, then turn in your belly button. No. Anyway, seriously, we're going to be right here. We're going to be seeing a man with a hatchet who's going to make sculptures out of trees. Also, a young lady named Sue from the Discovery Center who's going to show us how to make airplanes and tell us all about Leonardo da Vinci, a great man. Funzercises with our good friend Nancy, Colleen's sister. A young lady, Debbie from the Metro Zoo, has a real live little gazelle who's going to show us. We're going to be reading plenty of comics from the Sunday Funnies, and Arnold of Noodles, a very, very funny magician, will be here. But right now, let's take a look and talk about the Sunday Funnies News Desk, all about the guy with a hatchet who makes wonderful things from trees. Sunday Funnies News Desk, come in.
This hatchet man is an artist at work. He's Dan Hale, a junior architecture student at the University of Maryland, and he's paying his tuition with sales of folk art figures like these. Cows and pigs, and men and women, and houses, all carved and painted and polished by hand. He starts with chunks of white pine and a sharp blade, and like the Boy Scout he used to be, shapes them to a rough approximation of their finished form. Then he takes a mat knife and smooths out the rough edges. He's been doing this for a year or so, spending all of every weekend in his basement workshop. And a finished product like this Father Christmas or this Patriot he calls Flagman can sell for as much as $300.
I enjoy it, and it's profitable, you know, and I need to do it to go through school. I kind of call them, they're Americans. They've got a lot of feeling. I try to make them with feeling anyway. They're regular people.
When Dan makes a mistake, it becomes firewood. He says differences in wood grain and hatchet stroke make every piece different, every one a signed original.
You know, sometimes it'll get a little frustrating. You're working on one piece and it's not working. And you just kind of struggle through it, which makes it that much more, I guess, rewarding at the end when it does turn into a good piece. The best pieces really come when I, kind of learn from what I'm doing.
This is Andy Barth reporting.
Wasn't that great? All those fine figures and forms by using a hatchet, but you can get a fine body of form by exercising, and that's what we're going to do. And Nancy, Colleen's sister, is here, and we're going to ask her, why is it good to exercise?
Well, I know why it's good to exercise. Children, do you know why it's good to exercise? Marie? That's right, it's healthy for your body. You ready, kids? Okay, 1, 2, ready, go. Let's hear some counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Over. 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. Stay over now. Windshield wipers. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now let's do the bird. Ready? This is called the bird. Pull up and then bring your arms out like bird's wings. 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, couple more, 8, 9, 10. Ready for jumping jacks? Ready? 2, Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Thank you, kids.
Wasn't that great? Boy, I love that exercise with this. Oh, how you did, how you did it. That's fantastic, Nancy.
Thanks.
That was real good. But if you'd like to join us and do these exercises here on the Sunday Funnies, here's how you do it. This is how you get on the Sunday Funnies. Write to Sunday Funnies Kids. That's Post Office Box 1118, Miami, Florida, 33138. And give us your name, your address, and your telephone number. And that's Sunday Funnies Kids, Post Office Box 1118, Miami, Florida, 33138. You can join us right here, read the comics right along with us, do exercises, and see all these wonderful animals and make all sorts of things that we do right here on the show. Well, right now, we're going to be reading the comics on the Sunday Funnies. That's why we're here. We're going to be reading Dennis the Menace. Everyone at home, open the Sunday Funnies to Dennis, and our reader is going to be Peter. And Peter is going to be reading the part of Dennis. And in the first picture, Dennis is right there with Mr. Wilson, the next-door neighbor, and Dennis says to Mr. Wilson,
Will you read me a story, Ms. Wilson?
right, and Ms. Wilson says,
Sorry, dear, but I have to finish this shopping list.
the next picture, Mrs. Wilson says,
Some other time I'll tell you a story about Peter Rabbit.
and Dennis says,
Do you know any stories about Peter Rabbit, Mr. Wilson?
and Mr. Wilson says, not a one, and Dennis says,
I thought everybody knew stories about Peter Rabbit.
and Mr. Wilson thinks and says, the only Peter Rabbit I ever knew was a dentist, great golfer boy, and he scratches his nose and says, maybe I can think of some golf stories, but Dennis says,
Gee whiz, I can hear golf stories from my dad.
and in the next picture, Dennis says,
This Peter Rabbit is a bunny.
and Mr. Wilson says, I used to know a bunny. Hoppy was her name. Gorgeous blonde, fabulous figure. And Dennis turns around and walks away and says,
I don't want to hear about her.
and he peeks around the corner and says,
Guess I'll go home.
and Mr. Wilson says, good idea. And he sips his coffee and says, now maybe I can have some peace and quiet. And Mrs. Wilson says to her husband,
Not until you tell me more about this Hoppy bunny.
right, she's a little, jealous, huh? Wondering what he's doing with these pretty blonde bunnies. Oh, boy. And Dennis wanted to know about Peter Rabbit. Okay, in just a moment, we're going to be talking to Sue from the Discovery Center. She's going to show us how to make paper airplanes and tell us all about Leonardo da Vinci, a great man. Arnold, the magician and comedian, will be here. And also, we'll be seeing a live Giselle with Debbie from the Metro Zoo. We'll be right back.
Covering this community, to me, is exciting.
Sally Fitz. If it's important to you, it's important to her.
You're part of a community that is emerging as one of the most important in the United States. I love the divergent groups of people who live here. Their culture and their tradition adds such a texture to life here.
Sally Fitz. Another reason New Center 7 is the team South Florida's turning to.
I love living in South Florida.
Welcome back to the Sunday Funnies.
Yes, our guest star, our welcome backer, Graham, doing a wonderful job welcoming everyone back. And right now, I have a question. How many of you boys and girls here would like to go to the zoo? Yeah, how about that? Hey, well, we have a lady, young lady, very attractive young woman here from the Metro Zoo who has brought with her an animal which is available to boys and girls just like the ones here. And this is Debbie Hodges. Welcome to the Sunday Funnies.
Hi, how are you?
Right, tell us a little bit about your little friend here and what do you do for the zoo?
I am a zookeeper for Metro Zoo. I have a baby Thompson's gazelle. She is 3 days old. Her name is Taboo. And she's very hungry right now, so I'm going to try to see if she takes this bottle and...
Whoops, I'll get it.
Sorry.
That's all right. Feels nice and warm.
Yes, well, if it was her mother, it would be very warm. So. They are from Africa, and she weighs about 6 pounds right now. But when she's a full adult, she should get